going to ask this a separate question, but I'll hold off on it for a bit. So, Westside Radio, is that the first station you worked at?
No, I was at 2 other stations before. One of them was my student radio one, the one I first started.
The one at Not on the Trend.
Yeah. It's called Fly FM. I think it's still called Fly FM. And that's where I first started. And it's a good station actually. Yeah, a lot of people do work.
It's a good stepping stone for you.
Yeah. It's a good stepping stone. Because because I didn't really think about Radio Too Tough until I went.
Because you were into music, but you weren't into doing.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff. I was into music and that, but obviously I went to when I went to uni, I went to go and do biomedical science. Exactly. So nothing to do with music or to do radio. The idea was after I was going to go and do pharmacy or go med school or something like that. Do you know what I mean? You know, because everyone else, they have to be doctor. Accountant, lawyer.
Doctor or pastor.
Pastor. Or even some of you Ghanaians would say pasta. Pasta.
Like the food.
So Fly FM was the first one, and then I was at a station which I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to besmirch them too much. But all I'll say is that it just wasn't run well. It was one in Shoreditch, innit? There people who know the station I'm talking about in Shoreditch, you know which I'm talking about. It just wasn't run.
We're not going to experience, but we are going to enjoy the fact that he was honest. About this.
Yeah, it was just poorly. And imagine this is the peak thing about that station. Yeah, I said I won't say the name, but the station. Imagine they will ask you for subs to pay them to for you to go on air. Even if that was,
I think I have a whiff. But go on.
Even if that was even a thing, yeah, okay. At least if I'm paying to go on air, I expect to go on air on time. If they tell me, and the thing is, it was different times everything for some random reason. They're like, okay, if I'm gonna be on a Friday at 4:00 in the afternoon, I expect to be on a Friday 4:00 in the afternoon. When I tune in Friday 4:00 in the afternoon, I hear someone else's voice. I'm like, okay, calm. Sometimes these things run over, and I can see it's very annoying. We're paying, but okay, it runs over. Sometimes I wouldn't even be on till like 7 o'clock. I will call the manager and say, what the hell is going on? Man said 4 o'clock. I'm not even on. It's 7 o'clock. I'm not even on yet. Said, there's an issue with the thing. I'm gonna sort it now. You'll be on in like 9 o'clock. I'm like, I don't even want to be on anymore. Yeah. What the hell? How can I tell anyone to listen to what you know what I mean? And everything was pre-recorded as well. So when you pre-record radio shows, they're never as great. Like anyone in radio would probably tell you,
when it's live.
Yeah. They're also, it's cool, but it's not as nice when it's live. When it's live, you can banter, you have more of a flow, more of a thing going on in it, rather than in pre-recorded things.
But that's mad.
Yeah, that's where I was. I was at those 2 stations before I went to Westside.
So how does Westside compare in a sense? Because it's sort of like you've constantly gone up through the ranks, and you had a different show at one point on Westside, no? Or was it always 1 to 4?
It was always 1 to 4, but before I got that slot for a few months, I was covering other people's things in it. So I was doing other people's. So I would come in sometimes morning, sometimes like 10 to 1, or sometimes do the drive time sometimes. And just kind of like rotate.
Yeah, because I used to catch on the journey home once in the Blue, and I'll catch at the bus stop.
Them ones, innit? In what's it called? You know what's mad? Is I swear, even at college times, when I wasn't, this is nothing to do with radio, even before, way before when I was in college, I would catch you on the Grove every now and then. Do you remember?
It was my route home.
Yeah, exactly. So when I catch you on the Grove, the next night, now I'm doing this one at Westside now, I catch you in Brent Cross.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It gets linked in some weird way.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird, but yeah.
But yeah, man. That, bro. So like, how the show sort of like helped you in the sense of like, I guess, getting comfortable with radio, getting comfortable with just being, I guess, a public persona, and then in terms of like your avenue into music. Because that's evidently where you wanted to be at one point.
Yeah, so. Yeah. It's still what I'm doing, isn't it? Yeah. Still trying to do that. Because music is always a thing where it's always been like a constant in my life, isn't it? And it's hard. I find it hard to just be able to leave it somewhere because it's always there. It's always batting in the back of my mind. Like, I need to try and do something. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, we're trying to take it more serious now. We're trying to make music, trying to have group meetings and all that kind of stuff now. So we're really trying to take it more serious. But in terms of like how the show's been going to get me comfortable at radio, this is the thing, like, and anyone at Westside will even tell you that some of them they've gone to, obviously some of them are like on Beats now or Capital or whatever now, but I'm at West Side, and any of them would even tell you, listen, everyone has the way of doing their shows. And the most common way of doing your shows is you prep your stuff at the beginning. You might do bullet points on that just so you have the talking points to talk and stuff like that. And so when a manager might have some people who want to get into radio, want to be presenters and stuff like that, they'll come and sit in on my show to kind of shadow me a little bit.
You know when you're putting that like the fade, like that one, you're putting it up and down. Yeah. Is that like the bed one?
Yeah, that's the bed one. Yeah. And you don't actually have to do that. You can leave it there at 0. But I find through my times in radio, when I'm listening to other people who do it,
you notice it, like.
Well, you know what? It's because it's more kind of like psychological, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of like people's attention span, it's a lot shorter these days than it used to be.
That's true.
So what they're going up and down in the fader does is because if you the bed. You might not hear it in the studio when I'm talking, but there's actually a bed playing. There's like music playing in the background.
Like
instrumental. Playing in the background while I'm talking. And what going up and down on the audio does is it's sort of because it's a different level. So it's like I want to listen. All of a sudden I'm talking like that. Then all of that, it sort of keeps their attention.
Do you know what I mean? Gives like a natural vocal cadence.
Yeah, exactly. So it takes a more of like a more of an audio journey going up and down, rather than just one sort of like level. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To come and see how to be presented and that kind of stuff, and how the thing works and how to talk on links and stuff like that. But I always say the same point every time. I get that you want me to show you, but I'm not normal. I'm not normal. I don't plan anything. I literally slide out the microphone and start talking. It's what you're currently listening to right now. You're rolling with the brother from the Burning Gutter, Mr. Temi Jonah. Alright, first song we had there, in fact, last song we had there was Future's Bright. I said that's a really lovely song there. It samples Case and Foxy Brown. Touch me, tease me. Big tune there. But this one's called Future's Bright. Bryson Tiller and Rick Ross. And before that one we had Kendrick Lamar with Alright. And before that was Slide by French Montana and Blueface. Now, let me tell you something that happened on the train today. Like, I'm telling you, man, brothers were about to get stamped out for what he did to me. So, you can't see me right now, but I have on some Air Forces, right? Black Air Forces. Now, they're fairly new. And I'm not normally like that great with my shoes. I'm quite bad with them. Like, I always damage them somehow. I always step in some nonsense or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know how this shoe got dirty like that, but it did. Now, I'm sitting there, mind my business, and you know that guy, I don't know, that guy or that girl, whoever that person that always comes in and puts the tissue with the little note on top of it, on the trains. Who are they, for one thing? I'm always afraid to even pick up the note, because I'm like, I don't want to pick up the note, and then he starts a conversation with me, man. I don't really want to chat about this whole thing. I don't know who he is. He puts a note down with the tissue in that. Anyway, they take the notes, they take tissue away. While he was taking it away, man stepped directly on my shoe, and I gave him the evils you can. If looks could kill, brother is dead 10 times over. I was fuming. In fact, he'd even walked to the other side of the carriage. I'm there brushing off my foot, like, look at this, what this fool just did. And I go, about to get up and rock my man's world, didn't it? And and then one kind of elderly woman in front of me was like, no, don't worry. It's not that deep. And I was like, yeah, it's probably not that deep. But man, it got me mad though. It did. I can't lie, man. Don't step on the J's. Like, jeez. That was just a day too. Every single time I stand on the mic, I even scare myself. I'm like, what am I going to say? And sometimes I go to some weird places. So it's like, yeah. People normally plan their shows. I usually don't. And I taught myself that for a good reason, that later in life, if I want to do different kind of presenting or something like that, if I ever get thrown in a situation that's a bit different, like, you know, when something strange happens live on air or something strange happens live on TV or whatever, if I ever get thrown in a situation like that I know, you know what, and the people who, the producers or the managers or whatever, will know that if I'm thrown in a situation like that I can handle it. Do you know what I mean? Because some people, when you have a script and stuff like that, when it goes off, some people can handle it, but sometimes it might shake you a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
You can visibly see that.
You can visibly see it, exactly. If I've been shaking from the beginning, and that's just how mine is, if something changes, you're not even gonna know it's if it changes, because I would just vibe with it. And it's happened sometimes. Even when I was hosting they have a thing there in that part of London called Hanwell Carnival, and it's like it's what you think is like a big kind of like fun fair, fun day kind of thing, innit? And a lot of people come through in that, and certain times like certain things will happen, and maybe some people don't come at the time, or certain people can't make it, or there's an issue with this or issue with that. When there's an issue, they know that if I'm on stage, they know it's calm. They would just keep the crowd going or something like that. I'll come up there stage and I'll just start saying the maddest things. Like, I remember there was like it was when was the World Cup now? 2 years ago, innit?
Yes.
Yeah. 2018. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think I was hosting. Was I hosting it? Yeah. I was hosting it that year, and I remember going up on stage, and I think someone hadn't come in at the time, and we were waiting for like, I don't know, maybe 10-12 minutes for them to get ready and all that kind of stuff, and they should have been on that at the time. So just like go on the stage, and they played little music, and then like about 5 minutes in, they said, go on the stage and just try and keep them going, just talk, just do what you normally do. I said, are you sure? I said, yeah. All right, cool. So I went on stage, I said, who ain't here like football? Yo! You know what I mean? Like just like that. Let me tell you the scores right now. I started talking about the World Cup on stage, like, do you know what I mean? Just, I ain't gonna lie, yeah. You see what Japan did though? They were just passing the ball. Listen, I was angry for, who was it now? What team was meant to go in? It's not Ghana, it's
Nigeria, yeah?
No, it's not even Nigeria. It was another African team that would have gone through. Well, we don't know actually, because they were level on points
Was
with.
it Ivory Coast? Was it?
No. It was a team that who does Mane play for? What
Senegal.
That was it. I think it was Senegal, because they were doing all right, innit?
Yeah, they were.
And because of they had I think an extra yellow card or something like that. And the Japanese knew this, innit? But they wanted, obviously, Japanese want to go through. And at these times, I can't remember what the match score was, but they were level at this point. So and at the point when they had finished their match, the Japanese were like, you know what, let's play easy, because the Senegalese have finished their match. Now, if we just make sure, because the thing was still like, maybe it was like 0-0 on for Japan and whatever team was playing, and instead of actually playing football, from like 78 minutes on or something like that, they just started passing the ball to each other, like on purpose. You could see it, that they weren't trying to play anymore because they were trying to get into the next round, innit?
Yeah, because they need a score.
Exactly, because they had Senegal had one yellow card or one red card or something like that more than they had, and because they were level on everything else,
it was going to come down to cards.
It's going to come down to cards. So they just started passing very careful. And we were like, even some of the commentators were like, oh man, how could you, we don't like to see this in football, do you know what I mean? But it's what it is.
That's why you're meant to play both matches exactly on time.
Exactly. And so I was there saying, oh, can you imagine that? And I'm just on stage, just kind of bantering some of the people and that. And see, I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't know how to talk off script. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to I taught myself how to do that. So that's one of the good things about the show. It helped me do like public speaking as well. Do you know what I mean? But the thing about being public persona and all that stuff is, it's really weird, because with radio, well, with our station anyway, we do have a lot of people who listen to it, but we don't know that. Well, I think the manager knows the numbers, but we don't know our individual numbers or nothing like that, innit? Yeah. So we just kind of just do the show and we go home and we do whatever. And when you're doing it for a while, you do forget that there are a lot of people listening, and a lot of people kind of know who you are. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I'll go to certain places and they might hear my voice or they might have seen me, and especially my friend Rebecca. You know Rebecca.
Well, I met Rebecca at the Don't At Me when I saw you.
Yeah. You know, crazy Rebecca. She's on Beats One now, and she's quite popular on Insta, isn't it? She's got quite a few, like tens of thousands of.
She can now make money off Instagram. That's what matters.
Basically,
that's what matters.
Basically, and so she's doing that, and like a lot of times I'd be dancing or something or doing something stupid in her Insta story, innit? And mostly it was from when we were at West Side, but obviously we became friends after West Side. And whenever you saw all our adventures in LA, man, that was the whole.
Your energy.
That was a whole thing, and like they were like, oh no, how's this guy gonna act when we're in Hollywood? Well, boy, man, when one day we're in places. You heard the Jordan? I told the Jordan Wood story, innit?
Yes, you had told me the Jordan Wood story.
You know what I mean?
I was happy for you.
Listen, I was talking the most gas. Like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna touch it. When I saw, I was like, oh, should I actually do it? Yeah, you know what I mean? my energy went down. Like, oh, should I actually do it? And then she was egging me on, like, oh, you've been talking, She's right there. You might as well do it. I was like, rah. So if anyone doesn't know, I was trying to get. She went to order one strawberry mojito in it. Me, I don't drink, so I just went to get a Coke. I've seen her order, and I'm standing next to her right in the bar, and I'm like, oh, you know, yeah, buddy. I was like, I just said, yo, Jordan. This is the first thing I said to her. No word of a lie. Yo, Jordan. Rah, you know what? You're even finer in real life than you. You know what I mean? You're even finer in real life. That's the first thing I said. And like, is that kind of thing in it? So
energy. Do you
know what I mean?
Energy.
And because of her persona, because she's a public figure as well, and she's known quite well. When I'm on her story doing craziness or doing whatever madness, a lot of people clock who I am. A lot of people in the industry as well know who I am, and I don't know who they are. Do you know what I mean? But they already know me.
It's better that way, no?
In a weird way, yeah. So people come up to me like at different, like maybe at industry events or someone else's birthday party. Say, I know you. You're Insta famous, you know. I am. I mean, I don't know nothing because I ain't got no followers basically. But apparently this is true. And sometime when I always if I say the story about when people ask about this whole thing about being on the story, I said it's a bit mad because even when Maya Jama, when we went to her and Judy were doing a charity event in one place in about a couple of years ago, and when she had seen man. And she was like, she must have come over. We just, me and Becca and whoever we were there with, we were just dancing, just enjoying stuff. She must have come and said, "Oh my gosh, it's you!" And I was like, obviously she's looking at me, but well, I don't know if she's looking at me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, when she did that, I was like, I was gonna say, she's looking at me. I was like, oh yeah. She came and said, oh, you came. I was like, she gave me a hug and I was like, oh right. I said, oh, I just love your energy. I see you on Rebecca on Judd Snap all the time. I was like, oh, I love your energy. Don't ever change your energy. You know what I mean? And she walked in, I was like, oh, come. She walked away, I was like, I was like to John, I was like, my Jam knows about man. See them things there. Man ain't even met her. She already knows about man. Listen. Nah. But yeah, it's a bit mad sometimes. You go somewhere that I'm always getting that. Oh, I've seen you on thing Snap. My own thing now is to now try and grow my own thing on my own Instagram and stuff like that as well. But yeah, it's weird the whole public persona thing because I won't lie, you don't know a lot of times, isn't it? But it just happens, I guess.
So how do you handle it?
Oh, it's calm. It's not like everyone. It's not like they mob me or none of that. But it's like when someone doesn't recognize you, it's a bit like raw. I don't know. It's mostly good stuff, innit? It's mostly good stuff. It's not like, oh, right, I always see you, man. You always got bare energy and and stuff like that. And I remember there was one time I must have said something about Lisa Mafia, and from So Solid, didn't it? And Dave and Lisa and Rebecca follow each other. I think she must have put on my story, or she must have told her or something like that, and she must have said something about it. I was like, what should you reply? Oh, raw. I forget that sometimes. That's one thing I forget as well. When you say certain things, certain people like you have to be careful as well, because sometimes you forget how many people are listening and stuff. When you say something about certain celebs, it can get back to them.
Now you have a problem.
So you gotta be careful. Unless it's good stuff, you gotta be careful what you say, innit?
Does it make you cautious when you're having like conversations and stuff? Because obviously you're in a certain point now where like I guess you'd be on the cusp of the next move potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I've seen that happen with a lot of people where like they go from like a podcast where like they're usually very like they will at people or they'll talk a certain way, and then it starts to simmer down because then you start to have relationships, so you start to be a bit more cautious of like it getting back. Has that sort of happened to you in a sense?
It should have. But like I said, I'm not normal, innit? I've always been a straight talker from when I just started, really. I've always said it how it is. Obviously, I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm not trying to do that. And if I can sometimes, I won't sugarcoat it, but I'll try and say it in a nicer way, innit? But I'll say what it is, innit? In terms of music and like staying power, songs with staying power, very few songs nowadays have staying power.
I agree.
That's a lot to do with social media as well, but a lot of songs have a lot less staying power than they have before. Look at this song we're playing right now, Big Papa. That was released in like what? 95 or something. Yeah. Something like that. Do you know what I mean? That is what? That's 25 years. And that still plays in the club.
True.
And people still like it. Do you know what I'm saying? But you won't see like something like, okay, like I don't think there's any Migos song that really has staying power except for Bad and Bougie. For me.
Yeah.
Maybe no, that's the most one I can think of.
Yeah, I can't think of another one.
Yeah.
Alright, let's run it back a little bit because you've always been a straight talker. Known you for like Raw years.
Boy.
Over a decade, bro.
At least from
Barnfield
School, fam. No, it's ages.
Yeah, that's ages. Bro. That's ages. Yeah, you haven't really changed. You've matured, but not really changed much. In terms of like,
Basically.
So like, how was it sort of like growing up into this? Because you've always wanted to be like in entertainment and stuff. But how was it like growing up? Because you've got a thicker skin than most. From like how you've grown up. Like, how was that sort of helped create how you are now?
I would say it definitely gave me the thick skin, innit? Because obviously, even though I don't know him right now, hey, I'm actually black. don't let this white skin fool you. I'm an incognito.
I mean, you just sit in the room and you just sit in the auditorium in pitch black, and I was like, what is this guy doing?
Just communicating, man. Just hearing my people. Nah, but yeah. So as a black guy, well, I've got albinism, which means I don't have the actual black pigment, but you can see the black features, you can see the hair, you can see the lips, you can see the nose and all that. You know what I mean? And even the voice. There was one time I was even on air, and one girl, her name is oh crap, what's her name now? She's on Batch. She was on Batch. I don't know if she still does Batch at London.
Choma?
No. It was another girl, Nissy T.
Oh yes.
She I don't know if she's still there, or I'm not sure what's going on that, but she used to be at West Side as well, and I think this was when the first couple of days I was there covering people, and she must have heard my voice, and because when even on air or even on here, if you don't know my thing, you sound like a black voice, innit? So then she must have heard it, and she was in the back room. She didn't see anything in it, so she didn't know who it was. She went round the front. She then saw my white face, and then looked to sit the manager. Bro, I thought I was a black guy. He looks bare white. My manager started laughing because he knew that she didn't know what the thing was, in it. Yeah. And then I went out and she wanted to meet me, and I was like, and I went outside just explained the whole thing. She's like, oh yeah, it's calm, but it's just that sometimes people don't know, innit? But yeah, I'm a black guy, and so growing up like this, innit? Literally, I won't even say it's living life in the wrong color. It's the way God wanted me to be. It's the way God wanted me to be, but essentially I'm supposed to be black. And like, even in myself, I feel like a 6'3" black guy. Do you know what I mean? And so, like growing up, essentially sort of like the wrong color kind of thing. You know, some people have comments and stuff. They say stuff. You even see YouTube. That video that if you go on YouTube and you type in Brixton boy, you know what I mean. You see the video that comes up about me. You see the comments on that.
It's mad.
It's
actually mad.
That would hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got
thicker skin the most.
Yeah. So all that kind of stuff, and you know, comments people might say like, you know, on their breath and that kind of stuff. The way people might act and stuff.
You used to get heat, like obviously not here, not church, but like school and stuff. You used to get heat. Like,
I mean,
genuine heat.
Yeah. I used to get heat. Brother, it was even worse for my brother as well, because I don't know, maybe for some reason they thought that I was sort of, I don't know.
You wasn't a biggish guy though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because my brother was small for most of the time of his life. Yeah. It's only recently that he's now grown, isn't it?
Yeah.
But before then, he was quite small, and I was always big. So for some reason, they never tried. I mean, they might say 1-2 things, but they also knew some of the people that I was with there at school as well. You know, I was with my group of friends all the time as well, innit? So it's like,
you have a good squad though.
It was good enough squad, innit? That if anything happened, they know that probably they're all going to be down to back it. And so most times I didn't really have much beef with like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But comments and stuff, yeah, man, goff. Oh, there was one thing in school. In sixth form, I hated this day. It was called the parring circle, innit? Oh. So it's like a circle, and it's in the sixth form block. And if you dare go into that circle, walk through that circle, or even glance at that circle, all the main roasters, will come and roast you, and they get me bad. They would roast, man. And you know what even made me mad one time is that the two of the main roasters, when we were in school and stuff, even after school, one of them, he's still my guy to today, innit? But because he was on the main roaster, and he used to annoy me. That was the one year he really annoyed me, because he used to roast me a lot. And he would still be cool with me, and sometimes I'd be angry at him, so I won't chat to him for ages, isn't it? Because he was roasting me too much. He roasted me too hard, and then he'll be like, "Oh, no, I'll take it easier next time." And I'm like, "Don't pity, man. No, just do your thing. Just I don't know. It's like I want them to stop, but I don't want them to pity man either. Like, nah,
because you know they'd be stopping not because out of respect, but out of like you offended him. So
yeah.
Even worse, because then there's no respect afterwards.
Exactly. So it's annoying. So man, I had to just firm it for that year, innit? And when I moved to Barnet College instead, and then basically I never got roasted again from that day on, innit? But funny thing is, this is what annoyed me. One of my main guys from back in the day, I'm still cool with now. I went to his wedding in Ireland like about 4 years ago now, I think now. And this guy, he goes to me, "Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, but we were just doing that because I'm not gonna lie, man, you were quite soft." I was like, "What do you mean? Quite soft?" It's like, "Yeah, you were quite soft, man. We were just trying to toughen you up, man. Character building." I said, "Character building?" I said, "Shut your bumper clown up. You talking about character building what? Character building? Man was breaking man's soul." I said, "Character building. I'll show you character building." Do you know what I mean? In fairness for them, because of that, when I went to college the next year, to another college, no one can try to roast me because they know they will get they'll get flamed. They get smoked. They don't want that smoke with man no more. Nah. Now we'll start with mamas. Nah, you don't want that smoke with man no more.
Such a London move.
Do you know what I mean? I'll start with anything. I'll just start with your mum. All right, let's continue. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so like
that got us through school, man.
Literally. But all that stuff. So yeah, growing up, I did get a tough skin, and I won't lie, it does help. Because then when people do say certain stuff like, "Oh my gosh, why?" Sometimes I get a tweet or a text or whatever, and someone says, "Oh my gosh, how's this guy even present that he's saying this or he's saying that or he's doing this or he's doing that?" Me, other people might even just ignore it or that. Me, I'll even at the person on air. I say, "I don't care." I said, "You know what? Other people say we just forget about saying whatever, innit? Me, I'm not them other people. I will at you and tell you, listen, I'm not all like our presenters. You don't like it, turn off the Ross radio. Turn off the Ross radio. Go to another station. Go listen to this time when it happened. Rebecca was at the station. Listen to Rebecca just afterwards. Me, I couldn't give two craps. If you want to listen. But anyway, you keep my fingers up. So what, right, innit? And then I must have said one thing about Alicia Keys not wearing makeup. And I got a lot of gal angry at me. No. It's only because I took it too far.
I know you said you acknowledged that.
I realized I took it too far, innit? It basically just all I said was that, I respect Alicia Keys because I think she's fine as hell, innit? And things like I was like, and with Alicia, it's not even like a sexual thing, innit? With Alicia, it's just like, raw, you're just fine and you're talented. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's a different. I think she was like my first celebrity crush as well, isn't it? She's one of them ones. So when she had this like no makeup movement, I think she still does it. When she doesn't wear too much makeup, maybe just a little bit of something, but no actual makeup like that in it, too tough. And I was like, yeah, but she still looks peng, and I was explaining that on the air. But I was also saying that, now don't get me wrong, I respect the movement, I really do. But it's not every girl.
Oh, no.
But it's true though. It's not every girl that might suit. It's not. I'm just being real with it. Do you know what I mean? Some girls agree with me. It's not every girl that it suits. You know what I mean? Sometimes some needs a little more makeup than others. It gets worse. It gets worse. Even I thought I went too far here. This is what I'm saying. So I should maybe plan a couple of stuff, because this is what happens when I stand on the mic and start talking. I forget what I'm going to say sometimes. And then so like I continue saying that, and then I was like, I went on, and when like I was like, and not only just that, since we're on this topic, also not every girl suits a summer dress. Not every girl does, and also, I personally believe that jeggings have a weight limit. But that's just me. But it's just me. I ain't saying this is the facts. It's just how I felt. Anyone can wear whatever they like to wear as long as they feel happy and happy in it. Do you know what I mean? And comfortable and happy in it. It's calm. But if you are going to ask my opinion, or maybe not ask my opinion, but I'm going to tell you it because it's my damn show.
Oh, no.
That's how I felt at the time.
You know what the truth is like, I hear where you're coming from. You can say it with too much chest.
Way too much chest. And I one girl saying that, oh my God, you're so rude. I had people agreeing with me like, yeah, fam, someone is chatting facts, big facts. Even some girls were like,
man, will back you to the end.
Man, they were backing me.
To the end of that
And a couple girls with the makeup in, a couple girls were like, yeah, you know what? I do agree. Some it's certain skin types, isn't it? Some skin types are a little more sensitive and stuff like
it's
that.
It's also because a lot of like, if you are wearing makeup a lot and you just cut it off, your skin will have to heal from having to.
Yeah. So it's a process and stuff, isn't it?
It is.
Different skin types are more sensitive than others, so it doesn't suit everyone, innit? I didn't say that part on there though, because
you just came out.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm not just saying it I'm not trying to be rude. You know what I mean? I'm just saying what it was, and then so some girls were agreeing with me and stuff and saying that kind of stuff. But there's one girl like, "Oh my gosh, you're so rude!" I'm gonna turn off. I'm gonna turn off and turn back on at 4 o'clock.
I bet they watched the next week, didn't they?
I mean, I have no idea. But I was like, "Oh, you're gonna turn off and come back at 4 o'clock? Good. This show's not for you then, because I ain't gonna change." Girl, I'm not gonna change.
You keep the energy, bruv. You keep the energy, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. My show is never boring. That's what I hear from a lot of people. It's never boring. It's always something coming up.
So, in 2020 worked out, yeah? I'm assuming you'd, all things considering, get a big move.
Yeah, I would probably want to move to I'm cool.
One of the big ones.
Yeah, one of the big ones, like BBC or something like that. That would be.
If you're on BBC, though, they'd probably be trying to censor you.
Oh my gosh! I said if I go to BBC, actually, you want to see how I've changed the mother game, or I'll change it. But I said that first, and then I listened to Snoochie Shy.
Yeah. She's sick, actually.
She's a good presenter. Yeah.
She's sick, actually.
Have you ever heard the show though?
Yeah, I've heard that show.
Rah! What they talk about. They think I'm bad. That's bad. And I was like, they're talking real things, and I'm like, right. I didn't know you can even get over it. I mean, she is on later at night, isn't it? She's on at like 11 or something.
They pick her times very carefully.
Yeah. They know to put her there because
exactly where to put her on.
Yeah, they know where to put her on because that's how she is, isn't it? And it's good though, but it works for her because that's what she does, and she's good at it. So if I'm ever going to be on that station, it's going to have to probably be in late night thing or whatever. I'm not entirely sure, but the thing is though, is that some people have been like, oh man, maybe you should censor yourself now, and so that when you get there, it'll be a lot easier. And I was like, fam, listen. What I think will happen is that a lot of times the UK are following behind America, innit? Something will happen in America first, and then it will filter to the UK eventually. I think there's going to be like, I don't know why it hasn't come here yet because it's been around for a while, but I think soon someone's going to have the idea of doing that kind of similar sort of breakfast club kind of like.
I've heard this idea multiple times.
That kind of idea,
multiple times.
One station's going to try and do it. One station does it. A few are going to now follow suit.
And once it starts, you're going to have your moment.
Exactly. That's going to be my moment there. Because like you have like different opinions and stuff like that. I mean, right now they have the usual. It's either one person or they have the one where there's two people in it, so you can banter off like that. And that's a technique and a format that seems to work and stuff. But obviously, there's another one that they have in the US that works with, Hot 97. They got Ebo and Rosenberg and Laura. And then Breakfast Club was Charlemagne, Envy and Yee. It's good, but you see the way they have the balance in that Breakfast Club though. Yes. It's really good how they have it. So you have Envy, who's just kind of, what's funny? Everyone talks about Charlemagne.
He's the most passive aggressive guy.
He is. But it's funny because everyone talks about Charlemagne doing his madness. I mean, he does do madness, isn't it? But there's certain shows when Envy will be on one, and we're like, rah, Envy, rah, calm down. He'll be moving like Charlemagne sometimes. You know what I mean?
Envy gets in the most drama, no?
Huh? What?
Charlemagne used to be the drama guy.
I think Envy does get into some drama as well.
Serious drama.
He has basically. Some people might think he's in that, but Envy has his place in the show. Do you know what I mean? So he's like the one. He's like I think the main presenter. So the main presenter is the one usually that's behind the desk controlling the kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? That can turn people's mics down, and the one that's doing the most talking, and especially the one that begins the show as well. Because he mostly wants that pound 151, the Breakfast Club, and that's how he does it. So he's basically the main presenter there. But each person has their own thing. He's the main one. Charlemagne is the controversial one, and then you have Yee, who basically reins both of them together. Brings them back in sometimes, you know what I mean? And doesn't let them go too far. She will be like the voice of reason sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes you even see artists, they'll go on there and they'll appeal. They'll even turn, especially certain girls, isn't it? But guys as well, they'll even turn away from Charlemagne, talk directly to Yee on purpose. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not listening to this fool no more. But I rate Charlemagne though, because he says it how it is. Yes. I always rate people say how it is. That's why I rate him. I rate Cardi B, even though she's a bit mad. Like Doja Cat, she's a bit mad as well, but they all say how it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even Kanye to an extent. Kanye goes a little bit.
Kanye when he's in his right state.
Yeah.
Right
When he's in his right state and he's calm, and I rate him as well because he says how it is, in it. And yeah, so forgot what I was gonna say. What was even the question again?
Let's move on.
Yeah. I forgot what I was saying.
No, because I was asking obviously like the move you would make.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah, so go to some BBC or Apple or whatever thing in it. So yeah, that would be the next move.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You said you're still doing music. You've got what's it called? Duty Paid.
Yeah.
The latest song was Honeydew. You dropped it last year.
That was last year.
I know you've got stuff coming.
We do. We got. You know what? It's sometimes it's we were looking for some like the right beats and stuff to use and that, because we're not we could easily, very very easily go and jump on the same vibe with everyone. Every other UK artist have the same xylophone, dung 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 before the song starts. Every single UK song, we could easily jump on that flex as well and do it like that, and just make and I mean, but it's jarring how many times I'm like, come on, have some variety. People don't understand the reason why Jay Huss keeps winning. The reason why Stormzy keeps winning, none of these men really have too many xylophones.
Outside the judge.
Yeah, besides the judge. What's this thing about him? He used to be a cat or a goat or something like that.
I don't know, bro. But he came on and he said on his story, remember, he said he went to jail because he stopped doing judge.
And then now he started doing judge and then now he's doing well again.
Now he got another number one.
See, and things, I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to listen to Jay Huss because he does judge. But at the same time though, you're guilty. You're guilty.
I can't bring myself to do it. I can't bring myself to do it.
I can't even lie to you. He brings that jazz, but even aside from the judge, you even hear the beats. I think it's Jay Fowler that does most of his beats, isn't it? Even when he does the beats, you hear his beats. They're quality beats. Do you know what I mean? And they don't sound the same. Number one, they even throw a bit of extra class into it. They even throw a saxophone in there. Do you know what I mean? Just a bit.
Take it back a little bit.
Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what some UK artists don't seem to understand. Don't get me wrong. There's a formula that works. The xylophone thing, the kind of like all of that man needs to like to put in their songs all the time. Do you know what I mean?
The same ad-libs over.
The same ad-libs all the time. The same kind of flow, especially with drill. It's the same flow. Yeah. And the different artists will do it and say, oh no, this flow is different to this flow. It's the same flow, fam. I listen to music that like the whole time. I mention and present this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you know what's going on.
I know what I'm hearing, and a lot of the flows are a lot samey. Do you know what I mean? And the beats are quite samey. But when you have people like Jay Huss that will have different type of beats, Stormzy will have. Why do you think? One of the reasons why Gang Signs and Prayer was that did the album before this Crown. I haven't actually listened to Crown yet, but the Gang Signs and Prayer, why that did so well, why everyone rated it so much, is because we weren't expecting it. We thought we were gonna get a whole grime album, innit? Yeah, we were gonna get grime album. We had a gospel song in there, had a couple slow jams. The album was banging. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
It was the perfect mix.
Exactly. Different types of beats. It wasn't just thingy. And for that, and Dave as well. Do you know what I mean?
Dave, he's mastered that.
You know what I'm saying? Different types of beats, not sound samey. Most times I find the artists that I like are more versatile and can go on different kind of beats. Like Dave, like Jay Huss, like a Wretch 3-2 or Gigs or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Wretch is incredible.
Do you know what I mean? He's a poet, bruv.
Yeah, he is a poet.
These man they're versatile like that. But when you get the same, I want to start at him man now, but you know who you are, innit? You have same kind of ding, 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 ding. Oh, I'm tired of xylophone. Just get that out. Anyway, the reason why you asked that question because that's why sometimes it takes us a lot longer sometimes to find the right beats and stuff in it for Duty Paid because of that same reason, because we're not trying to sound like all these other men, trying to be different. And even what's his name, Emac, he's an artist. He has a song with Big Zeke's called Yo that everyone knew back in the not back in the day, it was only a couple of years ago, but he's doing his own thing as well, and he's quite good as well, and he's a straight talker. And so like when we might go studio and we might go record something with him, because like he's an engineer as well as an artist, he will say something, we might do something, he'll just say, nah, I'm not gonna lie, that was swag. I'm not gonna lie, that was crap. Or nah, you know what, maybe you shouldn't do that, or maybe you should do this and these are the kind of people you need around you, innit? Because they're honest. Yeah. I don't want to go out there and look like a waste man. I want to go out there and look as best as I can, innit? So if you're telling me something's crap, I don't get offended. My guys that we do pay with, They don't get offended because this is honest criticism, innit?
Yeah.
And it's constructive. We need to know that this isn't great, so that we will know that okay, what do you think? What do you think we should change? Or maybe we should do it like this. We'll now give it a shot. If we now think it sounds better, you're right. If we don't think it sounds better, then calm. Now we're gonna stick with what we did before. Do you know what I'm saying? But we need to know so we can now adjust ourselves and make sure that we're the best we can be. So, like, so he'll like he's heard one of our songs that we're gonna release. One song we should have really released like a couple of weeks ago now, but again things get pushed back in that. We should have released this song. He heard the chorus. When he heard the chorus, he stopped the song. Once I heard the chorus, he stopped the song. He was like, I'm not gonna lie, are you man? This chorus is sick. And I was like, yeah. We're not gonna lie, the chorus is kind of hard, isn't it? And a lot of people do like this song that we're gonna bring out very soon. But yeah, we have a lot. We have a few things. We have ideas as well. We're just now trying to find beats and right people to connect with to help elevate the thing, innit? But yeah, we should be releasing some more stuff soon.
Alright, cool. Alright, I've already asked you about the rest of the year, so I'm not gonna go into that. We sort of, I guess, discussed 2020. But I mean, the IG name thing, we will talk about this because you've changed your name too often. For
I've tried to stop that now. You know what I mean?
Look, I've changed my name once.
Yeah, I think what was yours before?
I think it was just the other way around. Literally, my surname and first name all the way around.
Was it?
Actually, yeah.
No. Wasn't that something else completely at one point?
Nah, bro.
No, hold on, no, don't.
On IG, on Snapchat, it's something else, but I don't even touch that thing. So
on Snapchat. Yeah.
I don't touch that thing anymore, fam.
I could have sworn it was something else for a bit. It was just something. Yeah, no, it was. No, hold on. It was something else.
What was it?
I think we gave a P or something. Was that you?
No. Who?
I can't remember.
Who?
I know it's you, fam. You changed your one. I can't remember what it was.
We can argue this, but I'm gonna pretend I don't know this.
Bro, I'm not even sure. But you know what though? So I remember I changed my Instagram. I can't remember what I changed it before. I know what it was before though, and I thought it was quite good. Because like Rinse had like their one was Rinstagram, innit? Skepta had Skeptagram. So I thought mine was like Temi Instagram, innit? I thought that was good.
I never actually came after you once, or people came after you.
Yeah, they did. They were like,
people came after you.
Instagram. I was like, fam, I don't understand why is it's because it's Temi's Tinsta. So why was not Temi Instagram? Like, because I wanted to make it cooler, man. I put extra T in there. What? It's me. Do you know what I mean? And then I just, and then my brother was like to me, you know what, man? People might not find you. I was like, you know what? You're right. Let me just literally make it very boring now. Just Temi _Jonah. Very boring, but get to the point in it.
As long as when you finally have your moment, you make sure that the fan pages don't take your real name and try and use it for clout.
There was like, nah.
That happened to a couple of YouTubers actually. They had I had it where at one point the fan page had more followers than the actual page.
Is it?
Verified.
No, but I mean, it's not a bad thing, I guess, but...
Nah, it's not a good thing.
It's not a great thing.
No, not really. It's not a great thing.
It's not a great thing.
No,
it's true. You can avoid it.
Bro, it's been a pleasure. A pleasure, bro. I appreciate this, bro.
My guy.
See you, bro. I actually spend time with you, bro.